This week we're going to be talking about Ballerina. So this is a John Wick spin-off movie. What'd you think?
Um, I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was good. It's not as good as the other ones, but it was good. I almost want to say kind of like a Furiosa. Like Furiosa wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the greatest, but it still had the same vibe. I don't know. I don't know what you are feeling on it, but I thought it was good overall. I liked the story and the action was good, even though I felt like it was really over the top at parts. Um, what do you think?
I liked it. So here's the thing with John Wick is like most of the time the story is really who cares, and then it's about the action. Now in this movie, I think the back 30 minutes are some of the best stuff we've seen in a John Wick movie. Um, there's some set pieces with weapons that is good, and I think is totally worth seeing. I saw this movie twice, um, and the first time I saw it, I was invested the whole time. I wasn't like checking my phone, seeing what time it was, whatever. I will say the second time I was a little more, but also I saw it with dad the second time and he was kind of bored for parts of it. So I think he was just like him getting antsy in like the middle section, I think took me out of it. But I still think I like this movie. I thought it was pretty good. Um, I think she does a good job. Ana de Armas. People were worried about that. Um, I know that this movie was basically half of the movie was like reshot, and I think they moved things around and kind of added things here and there to try to like stitch it together better. Um, I'd be worried. I can't imagine what the original cut of this movie was because I thought the movie was decent, um, but it had the John Wick enough John Wick stuff for me to keep it. Now I like the Continental and that whole thing. I like the world, and some people are it's just about Keanu Reeves and they don't care about the world, but I like all of it. I mean, I went to do the thing in Vegas. I like the whole world and the hotel and the the people that gives them the guns and blah blah blah. I like all that and the giving the chip and this is my favor or whatever and all that stuff. I like all that crap. So, and they have like a code. I like all that stuff. So it's kind of works for me. I like same thing with like the Kingsman. I like the whole world and things like that. So it works for me. Um, but yeah, I think she did a good job. I liked seeing Norman Reedus. I liked seeing Daryl from The Walking Dead. Um, I thought the villain was fine, but he also still had a unique code of you know their code that he lives by. So I liked that. Like I like it was like they were just like a little bit better than generic. Um, but and then obviously it's in the trailers. We know we get John Wick in it, and there's enough John Wick in it to my liking. Um, so yeah. Um, for me, I'm at like seven, 7.5, something like that.
I'm probably at a 7 as well. Um, I don't know. I really wanted to like it more, but I don't know. Maybe it is that it's missing Keanu. I don't know what it was. I can't really like pinpoint where my disappointment lies because I didn't dislike her. I like what how they like trained her.
Mm-hmm.
I She wasn't just like automatically really good, I felt like. And they kind of even had like her beginning training and a middle training, and then she got even better. But yeah, I don't know. I I can't I They had a pretty big budget. They must have. It looked like it. I don't They probably gave it too much budget, honestly, and it should have been a smaller thing because I really doubt this movie is going to make that much money. Um,
So I think that the budget was high because they had to reshoot basically half the movie. I think that was the problem. I mean, it was made for like 90 million. It was probably made for like 50 million, but then they had to like reshoot the whole thing. So they brought in Chad Stahelski and stuff like that. I I think the movie came out pretty good, to be honest. I mean, I liked it. Uh, yeah. For I did. So I did my ranking, and I have this above three, but it's three this, one, four, two. Um,
so two's your best, is what you're saying?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I do really like two. I like that whole like scene where they're underground and it's all just like one shot.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah.
He has like the train fight with Common, and I think like they set up the world really well in the second one, but it doesn't go so stupid. Like in the third one is like all about the world, but then it's like ridiculous, and then they having the whole fight. It's just like, and it was just like nonstop. Like there was like no, like I like that there's a lot of action in it because the story's usually dull, but there's just like it's just action, 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 and I think the fourth one kind of mixed two and three together where there was a good amount of action and the story was decent. But I think I like the second one. You know, if the fourth one had come out, so it would probably be swapped. But I don't know. And then there's a weird stuff at the end of four that I'm not like particularly thrilled about. So yeah, um, yeah.
I don't know if I'd put this above any of them, to be honest. Um,
I just remember watching three and being like, ugh. Afterwards, it's like, all right, I'm
it
I'm
was long. I really
I'm full.
liked the um what's her name? Catwoman. I
Yeah,
liked
Halle
that
Berry.
scene. I
Halle
liked her
Berry's
and I liked the dogs. They really incorporated the dogs in the
Yeah, but
action in
that's
that
the
one.
highlight. That's the highlight of that movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember more of it. I will. I don't know. I like it.
I like the highlight in this movie more than I like the dogs and Halle Berry, which we can talk about because I think it's time to get into spoilers here.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Spoilers. Yeah.
all right, let's get into spoilers. All right, I like the flamethrower.
I know.
That
Yeah.
shot where they're in like the dark tunnel and then you just like see the little bit of fire and then they're like, oh crap. They all just like that, and they're all slow motion. That
Yeah.
was sick.
This is also what I meant when it was a bit too over the top for me.
I
It does
liked
look.
over the
It
top.
does look good. It's very cinematic,
Yeah,
and I think the tunnel one is good. That's the first time you see it, and then
yeah.
she roasts like 50
It
billion more
worked.
people,
It worked every time she
and
roasted somebody.
and then it's like him and this random guy are just like, you shoot, I shoot, you shoot, I shoot. It's just like
Hmm.
it's not how it would work, but
Hmm.
it still looks cool, and I know what they were going for.
Yeah,
But
it worked for me the whole time.
yeah, and then they don't give her a bulletproof suit, so she sustains a serious amount of injuries, and I know John Wick does as well. But she gets stabbed a bunch and she gets grenaded once, and then she goes and continues and kills everyone.
The
So
grenade thing, yeah. I don't remember the stabbing.
she gets stabbed earlier in the thing, but she even gets slashed a couple. I guess it never slashed her actual back there, but yeah. I
I would,
also
yeah.
I also like
I
how her and John Wick fight in the movie, and she doesn't win by any means,
yeah,
which is if it was done any differently, like she did something to get the upper hand, I would have been upset. You don't. Nobody gets to beat John Wick. I'm sorry.
yeah.
So
We can't beat the god because he is a god. He's not a
yeah,
human.
yeah,
Um,
he's
he
not.
would have been
Yeah,
dead. So, yeah, yeah. I didn't know Keanu had the Rock's contract in these movies, but
yeah.
um,
I doubt he
yeah,
has that contract, but
he doesn't.
yeah,
He doesn't. But I think it is funny. I did like that they're correct. I mean, I thought the choices, I thought all the choices were correct. I didn't mind the little backstory, even though it is boring for me personally. Yeah, I think once you're in the village and stuff, I think it all works. And I like the scene where they're in this like frozen club, like below zero club or whatever, and they like got ice everywhere, and I
yeah.
liked all that.
That was
I
like her
like her
mid
fighting there.
training sequence. There is what I
Yeah, I
remember.
like that. I like the using the non lethal bullets, and then she's like shooting them in the face, and I'm like ow, or shooting them in the leg, and they're like ow. Like I like all that
Hmm.
stuff. I think that stuff is fun. I like the ingenuity and uniqueness of the John Wick stunt team people. The development of these movies, I think, are fun in that way. Um, yeah, and I liked her fighting in like the cabin restaurant or whatever cafe thing. I liked that. Those fights were fun. I liked it when they're fighting in like a boathouse, but the water has frozen or whatever, and then she's killing people with ice skates. A lot of that. So
Yeah.
you had a lot of ice stuff, and then you had the fire flamethrower.
Yeah, my complaints with the action, which I will say is still really good action, but when you see Kiana do it, it's all continuous one shot. When they change a location, the camera is only moving from here and it just slowly moves to like a wider shot of some other area where he's fighting. So it's all like continuous, even though it's probably a little movie magic plus that. But with her, it's choppy. Like you get one scene, she roasts some people, then it cuts to something else, and then we're in the next scene. It's not all done in one continuous thing. And I like the continuous wide shots of just pure action. And I know they're doing everything all at once, and the choreography is really good. She just still did really good in all the shots. It's just not that level. I don't know how else to put it.
I think also having you had a different director in this, and that's a different style. And I know Chad Stahelski is like just all showing it. I mean, obviously we've gotten four movies except for the first one that was like co-directed, but we pretend like he didn't actually direct that co-direct David Leitch. But um, so yeah, it has a style, but they also try to keep in the style, but also kind of make it their own in this. Um, oh, and I forgot about the her fighting with grenades. That was sick.
Yeah, that was cool,
uh,
and it was also very one shot. That was actually a good scene because I liked. She'd go behind a corner and the camera's following
yeah,
her, and she's tossing it behind the door, and you see it explode, and then she
yeah.
tosses it through the door, and then she closes the door. Like you see the movement, and it's not choppy.
They did that one, and then also I think when they're fighting in like the cafe cabin
The
place,
cafe
they did
was
that
good
too.
too. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then the lady gets like locked in the freezer. That was
yeah,
also good. Yeah,
yeah. I thought their stuff was good. I thought it had enough of it in here. I think it checked all the boxes. Um, even with plot
yeah.
being mediocre, it checked all the boxes. So for a
I
John
didn't
Wick
think
movie,
the plot was. I liked kind of seeing her whole life. I didn't mind that. I could see how you found it a little boring, but
well,
I liked it. I didn't
I'm
really like the father bit, to be honest.
I'm not the plot police. I like character is my number one, and I thought all the
That's
characters were
true.
good
That's
and
true.
warranted. Other than her being her sister was a nothing burger because they kill her
Oh yeah,
immediately.
that shouldn't even.
But that's
I
also plot. So
I think it was like a rewrite. I think she was probably in it more
I think
originally.
they added that in because
No.
from what I understand, I believe that the a lot of the origin was parts that they added to this movie.
Okay, okay.
So I think that might have been something that they added in, and then they're like, "Why are we talking about a sister?" Kind of thing. I think they just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah,
yeah. I'm just trying to
I don't
justify
know.
why I don't think it ranks as high as the other ones. But I can see your point of view. So,
Like I can barely even remember what the third movie is about, like what the plot of this is. But they're you could almost say they're even. I mean,
yeah,
uh,
that's fine. Yeah.
um, yeah. So, but I thought this movie was good overall. Um, uh, but I have no hankering to watch any John Wick movie again. And I saw this twice, so I think I'm good. Um,
I will watch John Wick's until I die. So, if you
mhm,
still make
mhm.
them, I'll still watch them.
We'll see if we get any more spin-off movies. Oh, they're doing the one with the guy in the last one. Oh my
Um,
god, what's his name?
It Man.
That
Um,
doesn't help. Oh, Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Yeah.
Donnie Yen. I believe they're still making that movie. So we'll see how that goes.
I think it needs to be passed down. Well, think it needs to be passed down to a man for one. I don't want to die on that hill, but
I think that there is people that feel that way, and I don't think you were willing to see this movie. There's people that would go, "Wow, it's not a guy, so I'm not interested." Period. Um, which is a bummer because I think she does a pretty good job. And I don't think that the whole time it's just a stunt double doing it. I think she's definitely did some
I'm
of
not
it.
even. Yeah, I'm not even complaining about her performance. I just, it's kind of Hollywood's fault. They just kind of messed up woman led action things, whether that be from TV to movies, um, with the whole kind of girl bossing movement. But I'm not saying they can't be done well, but they almost have like a stigma around them to where if you stick woman into a male led franchise and they're like, now it's a woman, it creates problems. And just off of that, the movie's not going to do as well as the counterpart. And that is sad because I'm not against seeing a woman led action film. I love Salt, and I know nobody likes that movie other than me. I mean, I like
You
Tomb
like
Raider. I
Angelina
guess that's just
Jolie,
Angelina Jolie on
Angelina
screen.
Jolie,
Yeah, trying to think of
anything
like
that's not Angelina Jolie that you like.
I've seen other ones. I'm
Don't
trying
get
to
me
think of
wrong,
them.
I like Angelina Jolie, but
Um, I even liked Furiosa, but it's almost like another male female swap. But I think Marvel's kind of degraded them. It's just I wish they didn't because I do like these movies, But I
Well,
think just having a male lead will help its sales and it'll help it keep it alive.
I like Alien. Uh, I liked Prey. Was good.
Prey was
Uh,
good. Yeah.
because and I liked Amber Mid Thunder in there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like Hunger Games. Yeah, I
Yeah, I don't even really consider that action. I mean, it is, but
I
it's more
mean, there's a
drama.
lot of action. Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see all of them? Because I saw all of them,
I
and I don't think those last ones are very actiony.
I know. I saw the first one and I went, "This movie's bad. I'm not
Okay, well,
interested."
I can tell you the rest are way more drama-y.
The first Hunger Games is the first movie I actively remember going, "Wow, I do not like this movie," and critiquing that movie. That was the first movie that I remember, and that's just the book. I mean, I believe that that is pretty faithful. That first movie is pretty faithful to the book. Like the ending, I thought the ending of that movie that is stupid.
Yeah, I thought that was the
So yeah.
best one, and it wasn't that good. So,
Oh, that's rough because I did not like it.
yeah, I've
I
seen
just don't.
all
I
of
don't like.
them, and yeah,
I don't like the concept. I don't like the concept of the Hunger Games. I did, and I watched the sequel reboot, whatever the hell,
yeah,
that movie with Rachel Zegler or whatever, and they're
yeah.
doing another one, another prequel with other, so, whatever. I don't care. Um, yeah, I don't care who the lead is, if it's a male or female. I don't care. I just want it to be good, and I don't think this was. If this was phenomenal, uh, I think it would make a bigger splash. But it's just, I think it does its job and it does it. It's good enough, but good enough is not good enough.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think it's. I don't know what they made it for, but I don't think they're. Are they gonna like double what they made it for? I doubt it.
No,
So they're not gonna
no,
make any money, and we're not gonna see another one. So it's just kind of sad.
not another spin-off, but not another like, never not another ballerina. Um,
Yeah, I'm saying. I'm sure we've already talked about on this channel that there's another John Wick coming. I'm pretty sure.
Another John Wick. They're full in on John Wick. Another John Wick. The thing with
I don't know if we're gonna see
Johnny
another
Yen.
ballerina. I think they
No, I
should have
don't think
treated
so.
it like the first John Wick, made it for like nothing, and then you would have had more return, and then there would have been a reason.
Yeah.
I think they treated this like, oh, we can still do full budget John Wick and get away with it. No, you should have went back to the basics and made money off of it, and we would have saw another ballerina too.
That well, someone should have talked to you, Andrew, and so
Yeah, I got
oh well.
thoughts on it. I got
All
thoughts on
right,
it.
you got notes.
Yeah,
Well, you'll have to save that for 20 years from now, and maybe they'll make another one.
yeah.
Um,
I doubt it.
so yeah, probably not. Oh
I
well.
I I think you should start with this next one. Have a John Wick successor, and if you're gonna do another John Wick, if you want to continue doing more after, Keanu's getting too old. Even though I
You
love him, and
are you
he's
telling me you need to introduce a character in the next one that they can then spin him off instead of just pulling them out of nowhere? Even though I mean the ballerinas or whatever were set up in John Wick, but whatever.
yeah. I think if you really want it to do well, it needs to be almost like I don't want to know. I don't know. It's really hard to pull that off. I'm not saying that it's easy to do, but if you ever want to continue this franchise without Keanu, you need that.
You're telling me that it's hard to recreate lightning in a bottle? Ah, that's weird.
Yeah,
That's weird.
it's possible.
And to be honest, John Wick really is not that profitable of a franchise.
I think
um,
it can be if you
it can be,
dial
but
it
not like a
back.
massive success. Like none of them have been like a massive success. But yeah, I see what you mean. Um, yeah, it's difficult. I mean, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I doubt we'll see another ballerina, but we definitely have not seen the last of John Wick.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our review. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show.
Thank you for watching part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thank you and enjoy.